Hello, everyone, and welcome to our August Details University Live Masterclass. I'm your host, Corrine Heck. I'm currently the founder and CEO of Details, and I am so excited to introduce you all to my wonderful team of ladies. Hi, ladies. We look like the Brady Bunch here.
You do.
This is so exciting. We usually bring in different, hey, Kurt, I'm so excited to see join us live. But we thought this month it would be really fun to dig deep into the details world and introduce all the stars, the details divas, as we've been coined throughout the industry, to introduce you guys to my lovely team of ladies here who are here to support and direct and guide all of our members. So without further ado, welcome, ladies, to your very first masterclass.
Woo! Happy to be here.
Yes. Happy to be here. Let's get that. So we should just start. I would love for everybody to introduce themselves to the team and maybe give a short snippet of what their role is at Details and how long they've been with us. Let's start with our longest tenured employee first and work backwards to the new people, if that's okay. So Alexa, you're up.
Hi, my name is Alexa. I've been with Details now for almost 6 years in October. I started off as a social media director and then moved up to marketing director now. And I dabble in everything. I do lots of visuals, graphics for the website, emails, pretty much everything you see I've worked on. So, yeah.
Mastermind with our newsletter. She's really pulling all the pieces together when it comes to all the graphics. If you've ever seen any of our beautiful slideshows that we've done or classes, that is Alexa's handiwork. So bravo, Alexa. We have some fun things coming up too, for the British Floral Association. And she also helped with the between her and Miranda, the next gen reception that was such a hit. So all the creativity is really, we all kind of bring it all to the table though, don't we?
Yes, absolutely. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. Brandy, you're next.
So
yes,
Who are you?
I am next. So I'm Brandy and I am the support director. It will be 6 years in February that I've been with Details. So been here a little while, and chances are if you have called in with a question or an issue, you've spoken to me either on the phone or on the chat. And I also man up all of our developmental implementation. So our knowledge base articles, email announcements when we get new features, and all of that information is my forte. So that's me in a nutshell.
I think that Brandy has been the most cried to employee because when people see her at an event, they break down in tears and just hug her and just say, love you, Brandy. So we love you so much, Brandy, for all that you do and keeping me sane, because when it was me running all the support, and keep in mind, we were a startup just 10 years ago. So I've done all of these jobs many times, but I used to cry when I would get a support call. So Brandy came in and now they cry to her tears of joy, but that used to be me.
If anybody needs a good cry, you can call us.
No, that's funny. We give a lot of good advice. All right. So who's next? That would be Miranda.
Yes. So I am Miranda. I am the PR director here at Details. I will be here, I think, 5 years this coming February. So been here a little bit. I do everything from writing blog content to talking with our partners. I coordinate all the events. So if you see some of our fun swag, we go through a really good process of picking out what is going to be best for all the events that we go to. And then I do a lot with press releases and basically help out where, anybody needs help. I started out in support and then I moved to sales, and then now here I am in the marketing department. So I've seen a little bit of everything at Details. So it's exciting to see everything grow and flourish into what it is today.
I know. For a long time I've said that no one wants to work with Brandy because she's just so tough. But they always want to get moved out of support. So they don't last long with Brandy. But Miranda started off there, and then voila, we found she really loves to write and do all of these other things. The events are a huge thing to coordinate. As you guys know, I think we went to 40 events last year. So we try to support the industry by actually showing up for people at these events. But most of that packing is done by Miranda. She's a wizard when it comes to packing. She's probably really good at Jenga too. We haven't played Jenga together.
I know, we'll need to test this.
Absolutely.
We really got to put that skill to the test. Who's next? Would it be, well, Avery, you were probably my longest employee. I started with Avery.
Technically, I've only been with the company for 3 years. But hi, guys. My name is Avery. I am the sales director at Details, and I've been with the company, as I said, technically 3 years. But I've been around. I've been an intern. I was like probably your longest intern of like many, many, many years. But my day-to-day, I do demos. I meet with new clients. I kind of learn their business and see if Details would be a really great fit for them. And I do a lot of traveling, I suppose, with the company and just meeting all of our wonderful customers and future customers.
Yeah. And if you couldn't tell that she looks a little bit like me, she's my mini me and my firstborn child. So, it was kind of like, you're working here whether you like it or not. No, she came here kicking and screaming, but
I didn't.
she's been doing fantastic. And we get a lot of compliments about Avery and how great she is at demos. So if you are new and you're just looking into Details, you will probably get connected with either her or Sydney. But Sydney's not our next tenured employee. Actually, I think it's Christina. Christina, you are next, right?
I think we're right around the same time. So yes, I am the service director here at Details. I've been here for a little bit over a year. I am in communication with our clients. So if you all are calling in, chatting in, writing tickets, either Brandy or myself are going to be the people responding to you. Also going through Details University, which is our sessions where we guide you through the platform and make sure that you feel fully comfortable navigating Details. And also our Details check-in, which is similar to an account audit or a review, where we'll go through your account, see if we can offer any advice or tips on how you can improve your workflow and how you compare to other users in your area. So that's something that we're really rolling out this year.
Yeah. And Christina was our first Spanish-speaking employee that we brought on, which was huge for me because we have a lot of customers from Mexico and the Caribbean and Spain, all of these other countries where we really couldn't speak to them. So we were really delighted when Christina joined forces. It's like she's been here forever too. Wouldn't you guys all agree?
It does feel that way.
Right. She's the one that stuck with working with me.
Yeah,
So
I'll stay with Brandy.
And she's the first one who said, no, I don't want to jump ship from Brandy. I like it over here.
I love her.
Yeah, no. Yes, wonderful. Well, we love you. Who's next? Sydney's next.
Yeah, I'm next. So I'm Sydney. I've been here for almost 2 years if you include my time interning here. So I started off just as an intern, and now I'm a full team member on the sales team. So me and Avery work together. We're really just bringing in new business. We're helping trialers throughout their week, giving demos, answering any questions they have, and we're also, running sales campaigns. We love to do the traveling and actually get to meet some of the people we're speaking with on the phone in person, which is super cool. But I just love working with such a supportive group of women. So yeah, it's awesome.
Thank you. That's so nice. Yeah, we do a lot with Stetson University, which if you guys have kept up with us on our blog or on our socials, you'll notice that I'm a part of Seed Your Future, which is an organization that's really trying to propel today's youth to enter the floral industry. So I thought I got to put this practice into motion, and we started hiring from Stetson and the University of Florida, which I'm really excited about too. But Sydney and Avery were our first two Stetson hires. So welcome. We're so glad you're here. Which brings me to Whitney, our new operations director, who started, I guess, in February.
Another February anniversary. So newer to the team. So first and foremost, I would say that I am Corinne's executive assistant, making sure that I am as supportive as possible in her very, very busy day. I'm sure all of you guys know that already. I would say my other responsibilities are really management of the people on our staff, pulling the thread of the mission of Details between all three of our departments. I support with our interviewing and acquiring the talent and future talent of Details, but I get to work with all of these girls very closely with management of our timelines and projects, and kind of have my hand in a little bit of everything. But it has been one of the best decisions I have made professionally. So very happy to be here with Details.
We're so happy to have you. Yeah, as you can imagine, when you're starting a company, there's so many different moving pieces. And as the business has evolved, I really have had to relinquish certain aspects of the business to, like Brandy and support, or Miranda handling some of the PR. And when you compound all of that, there's just so many moving pieces. So Whitney was brought on to really be an extra eyes and ears to my everyday, and then making sure I don't drop any of those balls like that we're juggling so often. So great addition to the team. Welcome, Whitney. And last, it brings us to our newest employee, Crystal, who here has just finished her first week. So we're putting you on the hot seat here, Crystal, introducing you to all our customers. But would you give a little bit about your background and what you've learned during your first week here at Details?
So good afternoon, everyone. I am the brand new social media director. I have been delighted to join this amazing group of women. It's a very unique company. I have taken upon my first week of learning the software, the ins and outs, and a little bit of what each what each department does. I'm currently assisting Alexa in some of the marketing stuff. But overall, my role here is to just be a content creation asset to the company, keep it fresh, bring amazing videos to it, and help promote it in the best way possible.
Awesome. Thank you, guys. I think we all do. We all get along so well. And I try to find people that will join our team that really see the values and the delight our customers. So if I feel like it's a great match and that I can work with them, I know that they can get along and help our customers with all of their aspects of their business. So anybody that's online, if you have any questions for our team, please feel free to drop those in the chat. We're going to get to those. But I wanted to kind of jump into some questions that we got about, like, what do you guys think of the floral industry all in all? Because I know most of you, if not all of you, other than Avery, who's basically raised in the floral industry, this is a complete diversion to what you've done in the past. I know, like Miranda, you were in healthcare. Whitney, you were in the banking world. Alexa, you went to do like productions and so forth in the film industry. So like, what is it that you guys love about the floral industry, or is it that you loathe? I mean, I don't want to be presumptuous. And want to jump in and say something they've learned, or what makes this such a unique business?
Yeah, I can jump in. I have to say, I was in the healthcare industry for 8 years, something very structured. There's a very like cut and dry line of what the expectations are, what needs to be done. And when COVID hit, I was looking for somewhere that I can be creative. I can be in an industry that's, very positive and uplifting. So when I found Details and got really immersed into the floral industry, I just fell in love with it. I mean, everybody is so welcoming. I mean, even traveling to these events, like everybody's welcoming you with open arms. I mean, I'd never felt like I was a stranger to some of these people that I just met, So it's very rewarding to be able to say that I'm in the floral industry as a career. There's definitely something that can, blossom whenever you're doing certain content or just talking with someone that you just met. So I'd have to say that's my takeaway from being new to the industry.
That's awesome. I love it.
I would say that it feels very much like family in the way that you go to these events, especially, and kind of everybody knows everybody. And if you don't know them, then they're happy to go up and introduce themselves, and you get to know a lot of people. But there's so many layers to the industry, and that's kind of one of the highlights for me is that there's no two positions that are really the same. So like you go to these conventions and like you have wholesalers or you have growers or you have people who are in software or you have actual florists. And I think that that's the most fun for me, is that there are so many different facets to the industry.
Yeah.
I would say authenticity too. So definitely agreeing with Miranda and Brandy, but I just got to go to my first event. So thank you, Corrine. I got to go to SAF in Phoenix, Arizona with some of the girls. And that was a breakthrough for me. It's very, very different, and everyone is so authentic. And it's not a mask that people are wearing to get to the next level. It's truly embracing and just very welcoming. And there is a very stark difference between other industries that I've worked in, which I've absolutely loved.
Oh, so cool to say. I heard something from my very first SAF event, Dwight Latimer, who started Design Master, and I think he was quoted as saying, or his wife was quoted as saying when he won an award, that I'm so glad you weren't in the tire industry. So like when we go to all these events, it's so lovely that there's always like flowers surrounding us wherever we go. Because if we were selling tires, it would be completely like a different experience altogether. Can you imagine? That's really great. So can you tell us, like, I'm not sure who wants to jump in, but what is it like in your daily, what does your day look like behind the scenes at Details? What are you doing? Yeah.
I would say the first thing that I do is I check to see if we've had any like sales forms come in, so people can, request information. And so the first thing I'll do, whether they're in the UK or if they're in the States or wherever they're based, we'll reach out and then just try to get the ball rolling, try to schedule some demos, and things of that nature. I don't know. What else, Sydney, up there?
Oh yeah, we're also just monitoring our trialers, we're checking in on them, making sure that they don't have any questions. So really they have a week-long trial. So we're reaching out periodically, just checking in, seeing how we can help. And we always like to notify when that trial ends and kind of celebrate them, get them excited to, become a full customer of Details. So that's also a big thing. We're also checking emails, writing email campaigns, trying to find some creative campaigns of what to send out to our leads. So yeah, that's definitely the day-to-day processes.
So if you guys have any hints out there of what is the best way to reach our customers, we would love to know. Like, how would you like to hear from us? Because obviously, I think we do what every company is doing, and just like sending out different campaigns or promotions or ways to like engage with our users. But we've recently just felt like giving people extra insights or business advice is a great way that we can steer kind of the conversation that people are having with us. And that all starts with like, identifying a pain point. So I feel like we found one with the proposals, but it really goes much deeper. I like to say that we start our Mondays though, and our Thursdays, where we get together as a group and kind of talk about that whole week. Does anybody want to like dig in or like let the people out there know like what that process is kind of like, or what we talk about?
Yeah. From a support side, what we talk about is basically all the things or questions that people have come up with throughout the week and how we responded to those questions. It's also a point where we get to talk about upcoming features. So like most recently, we released a new tipping feature that you can enable in your account. So all the excitement basically before it comes out to all of you guys, we get to kind of talk about what the feature is, how it works, and how it's going to benefit our customers. So
I would say the difference with Details as well, I come from the corporate world, but I get to hear the vision directly from the owner as well as the rest of the team. So the mission is always very clear, which I think is really nice. And we get to see how Corrine's thought process and how she puts together her planning and her expectations. We get to see it all live. And I think that just helps us build such a stronger team and help us carry that thread through on behalf of her and on behalf of Details. But it's an opportunity for each department to collaborate. And again, just finding those commonalities of why marketing needs to pair up with support, because we're hearing, certain things from our clients. So it's also going to help us with our strategies as well.
Yeah. I always found like a lot of the interns that would come, there's some other notable big companies in Daytona Beach where we're located, like NASCAR or Brown & Brown Insurance. And there's these very big companies that often take a lot of the interns, but what we found or heard is that once the interns go to those other companies, they only see one segment of that business for their entire time they're interning at these larger companies. So I think it's a different kind of perspective. Like when Sydney started, she saw all of the support side and all the marketing side and did some dabbling in sales before we offered her a position in sales that really highlighted her strengths. But I think of that overview is something that is really helps teach everyone on the team what's happening and like, so they can get fully immersed and kind of understand all the moving pieces of the industry at one time. So I don't know, that's just one of the things I think is really kind of special about what we do, because I don't think that other companies really see what's happening in say marketing or what's happening in the support side. So we try to communicate it just because we are so small. But there are a few men that aren't on the call as well, I should mention, that are a part of the team, but they don't really know how to talk to people. So we don't let them be the face of the company. They're the wizards behind the curtain that don't.
Yeah.
Right?
The ones dealing with the ones and zeros.
Yeah. No, but they do come to our Halloween parties and participate in all the Thanksgiving events, birthday events, and those things. Does anyone care to share about our culture, like what we have going on here or what we try to do?
Absolutely. I also have a corporate sales background and just a lot of people working together, but no one really collaborating or spending time together or making it fun. So coming here and working with this group of women is a blessing, I feel, but we also have many perks which help us stay focused and grounded and make us pretty. Like we get facials, we'll have weekly yoga sessions. And I mean, I think little things like that, which I wouldn't have imagined would be a perk of working somewhere. It just helps us like cement this unity that we have and wanting to work here and wanting to support this dream and the mission.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we can't forget Valentine's Day. I mean,
Oh,
the busiest year for our florists, no one's going to be calling us. So we tend to host a big party that we've done for like the last 6 years, 7 years or so. But we make a giant charcuterie board on our conference table, and then we just wheel around it about 100 times, eating and all.
Yeah.
And that.
February specifically is a really great month because we have the Valentine's Day party, and then we had 3 people that have anniversaries in February. So February is a great month here at Details.
Yes, if we're in the business of celebration, we find any reason to celebrate.
I also want to note our Halloween party, it's next level. So the girls who haven't yet experienced it, you're in for a treat.
I can't wait. This is the one thing I've been waiting on all year. I truly can't wait.
Yeah, I haven't been to a Halloween party in I think since I was in high school.
Oh, it's so good.
Get prepared. I've been planning the whole year.
Yeah, me and Christina didn't know what we were walking into last year. Yeah, we were the newest people, and we're like, oh, we'll just go in a low-key costume. We showed up. I couldn't even recognize Avery. I didn't know who it was under the costume. Hey, that had to be the best. Yeah.
I think that is the best. I feel like this last few years, I really need to give a shout out to JetFresh, because I feel like because of their creativity and their just going for their marketing has really allowed us to feel like we can step into that. And I feel like in the last few years, we've been really hitting hard on our marketing efforts. So Crystal, you've got big shoes to fill with coming in here in the social media. Because I feel like we have done some really fun, notable things that is just getting people pumped about the floral industry. So any notable standouts of some of the things that we've done or you want to highlight?
Yeah, I would. My favorite has been this year, honestly, with AIFD and doing the 70s theme. What's so fun about our marketing approach is that we pick themes and then we go with it for events. We keep to our branding, but we're always, we'd like to venture out a little bit. And AIFD was a blast. The 70s theme we did, and you guys look so cute in your 70s outfits and everything. I feel like we did great with that.
I love that. That was like a really fun one for us to go. And it's like we had a room for 4 days. So we try to like do things that are memorable, but also that just quality time with our customers, right? I feel like that's our love language is quality time for this company. So I feel like that we try to go and give our best foot forward on all of that. But even the Duel of the Delphiniums, I feel like that was an amazing campaign that we did. This next gen reception, that was a whole lot of fun. Anybody care to share about what that experience was like? Or
Miranda. I don't know, Miranda, I feel like you should make some comment because you helped so much with that and you weren't able to see it in person, but that was fun watching you create.
Oh, it was so fun. I mean, I have to say our brainstorming sessions are probably my favorite thing that we do here because honestly, we just throw ideas and we're like, okay, we can see this working, like making life-size cutouts of people. All right, let's do celebrities. But we think, adding real people in too would be like the extra, hilarious factor. So, we start thinking about these things. And then once we actually get the ball going, it's like, okay, well, now we got to go bigger than that. So let's do a big icebreaker activity where people write on cups, So it was a lot of fun being able to do all the moving parts, do like an East Coast, West Coast theme, and seeing all the pictures of everybody getting into it, putting on their bandanas, representing their coast. Like it was so cool to see. And I know the girls had a blast, doing it with Bloom Nation. So yeah, that was something really cool to do this year.
Yeah, I was really excited when SAF asked us to host, but when anybody asks you to host something, it's a lot of pressure. You gotta make it really great. And I'm always one of those people that is like, oh, if I throw a party, people aren't going to show up. So I knew I had the 6 of you and 17 cardboard cutouts. So the room was going to look full no matter how many people showed up. When like 150 people ended up walking through the doors, all happy. That was a win for me, but it was going to look full no matter what with those cardboard. That was pretty clever.
They added to it for sure, at least in the photos.
Well, the best part though for me was taking my cardboard cutout home and through the airport. So thanks for all of you guys that participated and helped me film with the Uber driver and essay and so forth. So yeah.
And they're still floating around. We have a few in our office now, and they are jump scaring us. They're frightened. They're fun, but they're a little scared.
But we have Taylor Swift, who just got engaged today. We're just so happy for that girl. And, Irving, we have to have a token Irving. Just popped up.
It has coffee with them every morning.
Yeah.
Irving, we love you. And I think that's something that's notable about the industry is just all the great people. Because I think like most of you are also best friends with Irving now too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Who couldn't be best friends? I mean,
yeah, he's definitely bringing the champagne, right? All right. Well, let's see. I have some general business questions, and to whom is going to answer this question, I don't know, but here's a marketing and brand presence question that we got in. How can I leverage styled shoots or collaborations to strengthen my portfolio? And can you store those in Details?
Ooh, you definitely can. So with the recipes you can create collections within our recipe gallery. So you can store everything that you create, even for styled shoots, which is really exciting. So you can create your proposals using those photos that you have. And it's like your digital mood board right for your client. So you could definitely use that for that. And you can also pull that for social media as well. So you're not digging through old photos. It's right in your Details. So you can see exactly what you used and you can quickly create content for that too.
Yeah, and something I might want to add in on that. I remember many times doing those styled shoots. You often don't really recognize the costs that are associated with providing all of this, not only your time, but also all the products you use. So I would definitely suggest to price out everything, recipe it out so that you know exactly what those expenses are going in. But if you can create a relationship with a photographer and get some really amazing photos, then I think it's a great driver to gaining your business, obviously. Do I really need a PR strategy, or should I just focus on social media and networking? Who wants to jump in on that one?
I think a PR strategy is very important if you want to get your name out there and you want to advertise or make announcements. It's important to send that to the industry leaders, I would say, for news, and it's very important, I think. So
Yeah,
Also,
I think it's like what your goal is and like what your goal audience is, of like whether that's going to be something that's relevant for you in your business, and also who you're planning on sending out that PR information to. So
Yeah. Thank you. I've been here's another question. I've been guessing on markups. Can Details help me standardize pricing across the board? Ding, ding.
absolutely.
100%.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, we have our standard markup that it comes preloaded in the system, but you get to customize that to fit your company, which is great given that, someone in New York is clearly going to be charging probably something different than a person in Iowa. But in that, you can save all of your recipes with that same markup so that every time you're using it, it'll have that same pricing structure, if you will. So I would say yes, absolutely.
How many times do you think that we've gotten when people come on new that they've realized they've been undercharging for years?
Oh, a lot actually. I had a person who maybe like a year ago or so, and they were like, oh, the numbers aren't adding up the way that I normally do my markup. And we had a whole conversation about why the markup was the way that it was in Details, and they said, oh my gosh, I have been charging incorrectly for the last 30 years. Which is a big eye opener, certainly, but always great to catch it when you can catch it.
She could be retired now, Brandy, if she had been charging better.
No, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, something that I really was strong advocate of, and one of the reasons why I built the software is that I felt like there were people in my market that were undercharging. And I think that that's the quickest way to hurt the price, because if someone in your area is undercharging, then everybody else is trying to compete against that lowest common denominator. So we really feel like software is definitely a way to go, and you should be charging at least 300% profit on top of your costs. So if you're not doing cost times 4, it's time to reevaluate the way that you've been pricing. But yes. Anybody have any suggestions on tipping? So I know that's our newest feature that we just launched, which we're going to announce a new feature in just a couple minutes. But with the tipping now available in Details, what do you think is the best way to introduce that to clients without it feeling awkward or unexpected?
I mean, I would definitely say turn it on. Yeah. Turn it on, because it just lives on your invoicing page, right? You're not like pushing that on them, but no one's going to tip you if the option's not there. So I would say the very first step is to just turn it on, see what happens, because I don't think that you're going to get somebody that reaches out and is mad that the tipping is on there, So I think the first step is definitely to just do it, take the leap.
Yeah, our thought process on the tipping is that if we can just help people get even a little bit more, whether it's 5, 10, 20% more on that invoice, that is a win for your business. And so that's definitely a reason to turn it on. But I was just having a conversation with Jen Lineman from Beautiful Blooms by Jen in Michigan. And I said, if you turn that on and you have a great consultation with someone, they might tip you just based on that great experience and just as like goodwill and hoping you're going to even provide even more. So I would say turn it on and just see what happens. So that's just.
Yeah. I will say that like every other service industry that you look at, whether that be like going to go get your hair done, going out to go eat, at a restaurant, like that it's a normal, at least here in the US, that you are going to tip, and they put it on there for you to go in there and tip. Is it a requirement? No, but will most people do it? Absolutely. So why should this service be any different?
Yeah. And I think if it's industry standard, then it will become more commonplace. So this year it might seem unusual, but maybe as the years roll on, it will just seem like, oh, everybody's got to tip their florist. And then that's a win for the floral industry. So that's the way we're looking at it. Using Details better. So this might be for Christina. I've been using Details for a while, but I feel like I'm missing out on features. What should I be taking advantage of?
I would absolutely recommend our details check-in first. So if you have been a client of ours over the years, we've implemented many different changes and new features to details. So if there's something that you feel that you might be missing, that's a great place to start. We'll review your account and see what you are utilizing well, see what you're underutilizing, and then provide recommendations there. But also Details Universities are great sessions where you can get more familiar and have a personalized session with us one-on-one if you are a newer client. We also have new employee orientations. So if you have new employees on your team and you'd like them to get familiar with details without you specifically having to walk them through it, we would be happy to take that off your hands.
Yes, thank you. Good job. Yeah, I mean, when we are tracking so much, I feel like, it's just really nice when people actually are interested in knowing how they can do different things with their business better. So, we track everything on Details, just like how many recipes you've created or how many items you might have added. So if we are doing an audit or a check-in of your account and see that you haven't really created any recipes, then that's definitely an area where you should be getting more familiar with. So this kind of check-in will just give you a brief overview of all the areas that you might be missing, or areas of opportunity to grow, because
Mhm.
like you can also see what people are setting their markup at. So everybody gets started at 300%, but if someone has changed that and they're only doing 200 or lower even, that's a good time during the audit to like hear where could you improve on. So, how do I set healthy boundaries with clients who expect me to be available 24/7?
Oh, I can answer that.
Go for it. Newbie, let's hear it.
I come a little bit from an entrepreneur background, so I definitely had really hard times setting that boundary, especially as an entrepreneur who was just starting. I think it's very important to time block your day and prioritize yourself as well, because if you don't, then that's when you're going to start feeling like your business and yourself are falling apart. So I think it's very important to establish that from the beginning. And if you think that you're not yet there because you're just starting out, don't think that way. I think you have to think that you are what you are, and you have to build that standard from the beginning, because that's how people will respect you eventually.
Yeah, I completely agree. I know. And that's what we've kind of done here. I mean, when we started Details, I feel like a lot of people were expecting us to answer the chat Monday through, Sunday, all hours of the day. And it's just not feasible. It wasn't feasible for me as an entrepreneur, and it wasn't affordable for me to hire someone. And again, I could outsource that to India, but I don't feel like any of those kind of call centers give the type of support that I was really wanting my company to give to the industry. So I feel like just setting those boundaries early on when people are signing up, so that they know the expectation level of what they can expect from my team, or how fast we respond, which I feel like we are very, very good on top of things. But that early on, we have not really gotten many, many complaints, maybe from one or two people, but they're usually the people who are pretty spicy about a lot of things, if I'm being quite honest. But they've been respectful for our time and kind of understanding to keep our software at a really affordable rate for the florist, that you had to meet us where our hours lied. And I think that applies to any area of your business. So yes, we're so fast. We try to take we did some counts today actually of all the feature requests. And anybody out there want to take a guess of how many feature requests are currently we get feature requests all the time, but we did an audit of ourselves before this call. So I don't know if anybody wants to take a guess out there that's on the line.
I know the answer, so I won't cheat.
Yeah, I know the answers. Well, just to kind of give you guys an overview, we currently have, we used to have about 2,500 feature requests at one time. We are down to 561 feature requests of outstanding feature requests, and we have completed nearly 5,000. We're at 4,888 feature requests done. So I think when it comes down to it, like we really are listening to our customers and wanting to implement those features and things that they want in their business. And so by the looks of it, there's a lot that we still have to do, but we are whittling that list down. Brandy, would you care to go into like how we prioritize a feature request and what is a feature request?
Yeah, so any user of Details can ask for a feature to be implemented in the system. You can put that request in from your Details account under the main menu under support. There is a contact us form there.
So it's something that we might not have yet. Like if we don't send out an email request or, someone was wanting the timelines to be increased or more robust, whether it's a big or small feature, please ask us for it because then we'll know. But tell them what we do with that information, Brandy.
Yeah, so on that wavelength of like putting it in there, even if it's something small, we take everybody's feature requests and we put them into a ticket bank where we track the number of times that any given feature has been requested. And then based on our requests, we focus on development in sections of the system. So like, for example, maybe today we're doing the proposal, and then we're going to go into our system and look at every single request that has been made for the proposal section. And from those, we might not be able to implement everything, but we're going to triage that and prioritize things based on the number of times something's been requested, how easily it can be implemented, what's the impact of changing the way something functions, if you will, and how many people are going to like versus dislike that change, if you will. And then based on all of those different factors, we determine a list of these are the things that we're going to implement in this area at this time. And then our development team works to create those, whether that's something new or a change to something that already exists. And then there is a rigorous process where that information goes onto a testing platform where we will go in and we will test the features, find all the kinks, make sure that we catch anything that could, negatively impact anything else in the system. And from that, then it moves on to our preview server where our beta testers, a very small group of Details users, are going to test out those features, let us know if they found anything that maybe we didn't catch, give us feedback on how something functions or how they feel like it should be functioning a little bit differently. Also good feedback. We love the good feedback, so don't forget that too. And then from that point, then those features get put out to the masses and everyone will be able to utilize them.
But we also go in and send emails to all the people who submitted those feature requests, and we thank them and let them know that because of their requests, this feature is now available to all Details users. And have we ever raised the fees or prices to anybody's subscription?
No, yeah, to date, we haven't raised the prices on people's subscriptions. So,
yeah. And that might not always be the case, but up to this point, I've been really thankful for those legacy companies that helped us really kind of challenge us to rise the occasion to create a software solution for florists. And I feel like I want to thank them for their feedback and make sure that they're acknowledged, but we have never raised the fees. So even though you might have these tremendous new impactful features, your Details rate has never changed. And even with all the tariffs and things, COVID, we didn't make any, unless our prices just changed and you weren't in on that lower rate. But anybody that's on a legacy rate, we've never changed your rate. So you're welcome. I hope you do that. Very welcome for that. Yes. And
on the wavelength of new features, just before we get off of that, I do want to mention that to Corinne's point, we send out emails about all of these new features and things. So if there's anyone out there who's not opted into our emails, definitely opt in.
Yeah. The only way we can really communicate, because it gets really challenging to try to call, 1,000 different businesses and let them know. So our hope is that you're reading the emails. We try not to send anything that is overly. We do send out a Wednesday every week. We send out a tips and tricks, not trips, email. That is really just like the news of the day. So we try to highlight different features every month and kind of roll that all into like a nice summary. So we've been really thoughtful in the information that we give, but yeah, it's been really exciting. Our newest feature, I'm very excited after we've received so many different feature requests, is it's going to be launching pretty soon. And I'm really excited about this feature, particularly because I used to sell flowers for an import company, and it was always a dream of mine to have a great resource where I could connect customers to the best products and best ways to source their flowers in an easy and efficient way. So I don't know if you guys can do a drum roll, but we are launching Details Direct, and this is where we have partnered with some of the best providers of flowers so that you'll be able to log in right through Details and get flowers delivered next day, fresh, beautiful flowers right to your door. Is that not amazing? I'm very excited about it. Yes, it is going to be a game changer, and I'm just so thankful for this great team that has like brought together this beautiful e-shop. And I'm most excited to highlight all the companies that have been big supporters of Details, because we have been really adamant about bringing a product that is thoughtful and beautiful to this particular niche. But we've gotten a lot of people that have not been supportive of us over the years. I'm not going to lie. And I really just want to highlight all the people that have been true, loyal artisans that really are just so thankful. So it would be my great honor if you guys would check them out. When we launch this, if you could give us feedback, how is the pricing? If you order something, please give us feedback on the quality. Like, we want to know, because this has to be perfect, and because we care so much. So yay, thank you guys. We love that. I love all the positive enthusiasm. But if you're not part of our beta group for that and you are interested, please let us know, because we're going to just roll this out to a certain, maybe about 50 companies to start, just to make sure that everything is working as it should. We've done a few test boxes from ourselves, and we've gotten a lot of things already rolling. But, you know, a lot of things goes into this whenever you launch a new feature, because not only do we have to make sure the feature is properly functioning, but then we have to make sure there's articles and literature and videos that follow along this. Then there's the marketing aspect to tell all of our customers about that. So everybody here on my team is really just coming together to make sure that we can launch something and that we have not missed a beat about letting this go really smoothly. So I'm just really want to applaud you guys on here on the team for thank you, because it has been a fun couple months here, and the secret's out. But yeah, I'm very excited about that. And you know, when we go to these places and we meet these people, it is like Whitney was saying, there are so many segments to the industry just to kind of understand. So if you saw all the different ways that we try to help our team understand the industry, like big picture of like who's who in the company and what do they do and who has like the best reputation, like we vet all of these companies so much, and we want to be a confident or a concierge of source that you can like lean into. So that's my goal. Yay, very exciting. So is there anything we missed? What else were we going to cover in this? Did I miss anything?
No, I feel like Corrine should have to do like a rapid fire. Like, have we ever put you in the hot seat?
Oh God. Yes, please do. Please do. I've asked you so many times.
Look, she is like ready, hair back, ready to go.
Ready to go.
All right, first question.
Oh,
What's
yes.
your drink of choice?
Oh, Clase Azul tequila on the rocks.
Ooh,
with a
fancy.
big ice and maybe a lime.
Oh,
Gotta have
Yes.
the ice.
Sing it after. Or champagne. I could always go with champagne. And I should say water.
Hey, we go through a lot of water in this
yeah, we
office.
do.
Hey, Corrine, you put time release water in your tequila. It's just, you know, we call it ice. There you go.
I know. Bigger than butter, but that's the truth. Anyway.
All right, question number 2, girl. What is your favorite flower?
I am a sucker for a roughly fragrant garden rose. So Rosa Loves Me a lot, I think, is one of them from Rosa Prima. I really love that, but a big roughly garden rose. Yes. Juliet's are nice too, but I love a deep pink also, like that fuchsia color, like this color anything that's in this bougainvillea, like that shade, really steals my heart with like a rich red.
Very nice. I love that. Okay, what's a hobby that you've always wanted to try, but you haven't done that yet?
Oh my gosh, rock climbing. No.
Oh,
Girl,
It's broken wrists. I can't. Yeah. Broken wrist 2 years ago. There's some things I just can't do. Yeah.
you should go skydiving with Sydney.
No,
And
Oh,
hey,
thank
I'll
you.
I'm not doing that. I did do a skydiving pass one time, and I could not find anybody that would accept it as a gift.
Oh, we could do a team building activity. We could
Yeah.
all go to skydive the land.
I think the people watching would be terrified if all of Details jumped out of an airplane.
yeah. And I'll wave from the ground.
I'm actually afraid when we all get on a plane going somewhere together too. Like, I need to be like the royal family and splitting us up. Like,
No.
it's different.
Or like
Same.
drive to Miami. Yeah.
No, separate cars, please.
Okay,
Yeah.
next question. What is a song that always puts you in a good mood?
Nothing's gonna break my stride. Nothing's gonna slow me down. Uh-oh.
There you go.
Keep on moving. Yeah, that one.
That's a good one. That's a good one. Okay, what is your go-to dance move? And can you do it for us? Maybe.
Ooh.
Oh my gosh.
On the spot. Yeah.
You always ask the people.
I know. I usually do this. Is like the funny one.
The sprinkler.
Or anything that's like like the shopping cart, like
Oh, yes.
I like it. I like
I
it.
like the finger point too. And anything you can swing your arm. I've got this background, so But we
Okay.
all do one of us all dancing. Let's all get this move here so we can just
Oh,
the train.
I know.
No, the train has the beat.
I also am a very big jazz hands kind of like.
Oh, like spirit fingers.
Yes.
love it. Okay, so what is the most unusual flower you have ever seen?
Oh my gosh. There's this flower that only blooms once a year. You know what this is?
Yes.
It's like a midnight,
The cactus.
like a weird cactus flower.
Yes. Okay, yeah. Okay.
It's got a very strange smell. I don't think, but I think. Mhm.
Okay. And the last question I have here is if you could have one superpower, what would it be?
I don't know if this would be a good superpower, but I would really like to know what people are thinking. Kind of like what women want. I can only hear the women speaking, and I think that would be really dangerous.
Yeah.
But I'd like to know.
I would like to know.
Or laser eyes. I mean, I think that's what JP said.
Yeah. That's good.
Or flying. I would love to fly too. That would be fun.
Think of all the airfare that you would save.
You know what?
I'm
Teleporting.
the most traveled woman in the floral industry right now.
Teleporting
and
is a good one.
I think flying would be a great one, especially if I could be like Superman and take one other person with me.
Aw. Cute. Beautiful.
Else we
I love
got?
it.
No, well, this has been really fun, you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in, for all the people that joined us live. Hopefully we've answered some of your questions and gave you a little bit more insight into what we do here every day. But I couldn't be more honored to have this group of women help me create the vision, and to have customers that are supportive and really enjoying the product is honestly, it's a dream come true. So I'm very excited for what the future holds, the more features that we can bring out and all the different ways we can impact the industry. So thank you guys for being a part of it. And thank you to everybody who tuned in live to celebrate with us. But yeah, it's been 10 years. So kudos to us.
Woo.
Yes, lots that will be sent out afterwards. Yeah, absolutely, Jen. Thank you. And I even mentioned you right before you jumped on. So it's so funny. On here. I was just talking to you, but no, thank you guys for tuning in. And yeah, if you guys have any other questions or would be interested to know about how our processes work or any information or any new features that are coming out, we would love to hear from you. So thank you guys.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.